graduates, families, friends, and guests, I ask that you remain standing as the Glenville State College Chamber Singers, under the direction of Sarah Nail, perform our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. You may be seated. Our processional music this morning was performed by the Glenville State College Concert Band under the direction of Dr. Lloyd Bone. Please join me in expressing appreciation to our talented musicians, vocalists, and their directors. As Chief Faculty Marshal, I am pleased to convene Glenville State College's Spring 2021 commencement. I especially welcome the graduates. I would now like to introduce the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at Glenville State College, Dr. Gary Morris.
Thank you, Dr. Evans. Sorry. Welcome, Spring 2021 graduates, families, and friends. Those on stage and in the audience have come today to celebrate an achievement that took time and energy, perseverance, and deliberate resourcefulness. We congratulate you. Now, I'm honored to introduce members of the platform party who have come to recognize your achievement. I invite them to stand when their names are called and to remain standing. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Members of the Board of Governors, Mike Rust, Chair, Mr. Tim Butcher, Vice Chair, Mr. Steve Gandy, Ms. Ann Green, Mr. Skip Hackworth, Mr. Bob Marshall, Mr. Joe Parsons, Faculty Representative and Chief Faculty Marshal, Dr. Kevin Evans, Staff Representative, Mr. Jason Gum, today's keynote speaker, Dr. Kathy Butler, members of the Glenville State College Administration, Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Bert Jadamski, Vice President for Enrollment and Student Life, Dr. Jason Yeager, Vice President for College Advancement, Mr. David Hutchison, Director of Athletics, Mr. Jesse Skiles, Vice President for Administration and the reader of graduates' names today, Ms. Rita Helmick, Department Chair for Business, Dr. Dwight Heister, Department Chair for Education, Health and Physical Education, Ms. Connie Stout-Odell, Department Chair for Criminal Justice, Dr. Jeff Bryson, Department Chair for Fine Arts, Dr. Jason Barr, Department Chair for Language and Literature, Dr. Jonathan Mitten, Department Chair for Science and Mathematics, Dr. Sarah Sawyer. Department Chair for Social Sciences, Dr. Caitlin Enzer. Alumni Association President, Ms. Maureen Gildine. Staff Council Representative, Ms. Bridget Carr. Chief Student Marshal, Ms. Raven Friend. Student Marshal, Mr. Asa Dick. And Glenville State College's 26th President, Dr. Mark Manchin. Please join me in showing appreciation for these individuals' contributions and leadership to Glenville State College. You may be seated. I'd like to take an opportunity now to recognize our outstanding faculty and staff. Would all faculty and staff members that are present please stand? These individuals are truly the core of this institution and embody the pioneer spirit by frequently going above and beyond to help our students and the overall campus community. To the Glenville State College faculty and staff, we thank you. You may be seated. We'd also like to welcome GSC's First Lady, Mrs. Gigi Manchin, and we thank Sarah Holland, our sign language interpreter, for today. I'd also like to recognize Mrs. Sue Morris, who's a great friend of Glenville State College. Thank you. Today's speaker, Dr. Kathy Butler, is not only a Glenville State College alumna and professor emeriti who served our college for over 25 years, but is also someone who has gone on to share her educational expertise with the West Virginia Higher Education Policy Commission, the West Virginia Council for Community and Technical College Education, New River Community and Technical College, and Ohio Valley University. Known simply as Kathy to her Glenville State family, we're pleased to have her back on campus today for this special event. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kathy Butler.
President Manchin, Board of Governors, GSC faculty and staff, distinguished guests, graduates, family, and friends. Good morning. Isn't it a beautiful morning in Glenville this morning? I could begin by singing, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for it," but I won't. Actually, Fred Rogers was the commencement speaker at my graduate commencement, and he had all of us singing that together. Just imagine that. But we are not going to sing. Actually, I'm very humbled and honored to have the opportunity to share with you on this memorable day. I must tell you, when I was first contacted about getting the commencement speech as an alumna and former professor and administrator here at GSC, I was so excited to share the news with my family. I called my youngest daughter, a former English teacher, and she responded with enthusiasm. She said, "That's great, Mom. I'll be happy to help any way I can." And then I called my younger daughter, or my other daughter, who is now a middle school principal, and she promptly put me in my place. She said, "Keep it really simple, Mom, and really short. They're not going to want to hear from you, and they're not going to remember it anyway." And then I heard my granddaughter in the background, Sarah, pipe in, and she said, "Ooh, Grandma, can you talk about me?" So I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about family and you. This is a day of celebration for you graduates and for your family and friends. For many of you, getting to where you are today has something to do with the people in your life who helped you along the way. Your family, your loved ones, and your friends. So will the family and friends of today's graduates please stand? If your family or friends of any of these graduates, Graduates, join with me in showing our appreciation to them. Thank you. You may be seated. And again, Glenville State College faculty and staff, would you stand just one more time? We'd like to recognize you again for your support and guidance that you've given. Thank you. Without you, today would have been impossible. Now, graduates, it's time to talk about you. Today is the celebration of your accomplishments and the start of a new chapter for each of you. You should be extraordinarily proud of yourselves. This day is an important milestone in your life's journey. Reflect for a moment about what you've learned. How did you get to this special day? What did you accomplish while you were here at Glenville State College? Let's take a look. You learned how to get up for 8 o'clock classes, most of you. You learned what happens when you miss too many classes. You learned how to study, and sometimes it took all night. You learned how to get by on a few hours of sleep because you stayed up writing a research paper or maybe just hanging out with friends. You learned what it takes to pass a class. You built lasting relationships, many of which will continue for years to come. You learned how to exercise independence and to appreciate the importance of having support and love of those you care about when things don't go as you planned. You learned to take responsibility, sometimes the hard way. But the reason we're all here today, you earned the right to be awarded a degree at Glenville State College. Perseverance and determination brought you to this day. So now that you've come this far, what happens next? Where do you go from here? But isn't that your choice? You have the skills, the education, the tools to be successful. But now what? Now, my son-in-law suggested that I say this to you. He said, if you have a rich uncle in high finance offering you a job, you can get up and leave right now. But for the rest of you, I have some advice. Please don't leave. Stay for a few more minutes. I'd like to offer a few tidbits of advice that I've learned over the years. I believe that the likelihood of one's success in majority is influenced by 4 things. And good news, they're all controlled by you. The first is education. Never stop learning. Never be content with the knowledge you have about the world around you. Education will open doors for you that would have remained closed otherwise. Education provides opportunities for you that could well change your life. When I graduated from college, all I wanted to do was teach nursery school. It would have been a good career. But I found that when opportunities come your way, you need to seize them. It will make all the difference. Today, you're going to earn a degree, but don't stop there. Keep learning new skills. Equip yourself at every opportunity. You never know what the future might hold, but you need to be ready for that new adventure. You never want an incredible adventure, an incredible opportunity to come your way and not be ready for it or ready to walk through that door. The second thing that you have control over is your attitude. Your attitude can make or break you. How you respond to adversity or to success says a lot about you. Don't ever fool yourself. Others are always watching to see how you handle a situation that goes wrong or when you're faced with unpleasant circumstances. My advice, always, always take the high road. To try to get even or to prove that you were right only lowers yourself to the level of the one that wronged you. One of my favorite sayings, if you get in a battle with a skunk, and even if you don't spray, you smell like the skunk. Avoid battles with skunks, always. Be positive. Be a sponge. Absorb the blame, even if it's not yours to shoulder alone. People will respect you so much more, and you'll respect yourself. Your attitude in the face of negativity can serve you well. Stay positive. The third indicator of success that you control is your determination. Set a goal for yourself and do it. I remember when my late husband received his doctorate degree, I insisted, just as any good wife would have done, that he go through his graduation ceremony. He had earned that day. It was on that day in the WVU Coliseum at his commencement ceremony that I watched graduates achieve their goals. And I decided if he and his classmates could do it, I could too. I could do it. And I did. All the while working as an assistant professor at Glenville and raising 3 young children. Now, I won't pretend it was easy. For me, it meant countless trips to Morgantown for class, late nights, and lots of missed bedtimes. But it was worth it. I set a goal, I set my mind to it, and I did it. And so can you. Early in my career, I was a kindergarten teacher. So I like to tell stories. If you'll indulge me for just a few moments, I'd like to share a quick story with you. It's entitled Never Give Up, and it's written by A.M. Bashir. It goes like this. One day, a young lady was driving along in a car with her father. They came upon a storm, and the young lady asked her father, "What should I do?" He said, "Keep driving." Cars began to pull over to the sides of the road, and the storm was getting worse. "What should I do?" the young girl said. "Keep driving," her father replied. On up, she noticed that 18-wheelers were also pulling over. She told her dad, "I need to pull over. I can barely see. I'm scared. The storm's awful, and everyone's pulling over." Her father said to her, "Don't give up. Just keep driving." Now, the storm was terrible, but she never stopped driving. And soon, she could see more clearly than before. And in a couple of miles, the rain began to slow, and then it stopped. The clouds cleared, and the sun sparkled on the wet pavement. Her father said, "Now you can pull over and get out." Confused, she asked, but why now?" He said, "When you get out, look back at all the people that gave up and are still in the storm. But because you never gave up, because you kept going, look where you are." Graduates, there are going to be storms in your life. There are going to be moments in your life when you feel like giving up because it's too hard, too scary, you're too nervous, you've been embarrassed, or you're ashamed. But keep going. Don't allow yourself to quit. You're here today because you kept going. Continue to hold yourself to that high standard. You've already written several chapters of your life story, but you're not finished. You're just getting started, and you can determine where the story goes. A very wise man once told me, "Good enough is never good enough." Let me say that again. Good enough is never good enough. Whatever you pursue in life, give it your very best, and you will never regret it. Lastly, I want to share what I believe is the very most important thing to carry with you as you determine your future, and that is integrity. Integrity is critical to all you do. It follows you throughout your lifetime. It cannot be contrived or artificially created. It is real. It is demonstrated in all you do. The words you say, how you interact with others, and it permeates every facet of who you are. A person of integrity, a person of values, and a person whose walk is a true reflection of their talk. Be that person. Stand by your word. Be a person of truth. Let others see integrity in all you do. Doing what is right is always the right thing to do. Doing what is right is always the right thing to do. Integrity trumps compromise in every situation. When faced with a difficult decision, remember this: if it's a good decision today, it will be a good decision tomorrow. Don't make hasty decisions or judgments, and never react. Rather, take time to process, consider, and respond with measured, thoughtful decisions. You know, they say never use 100 words when 10 will do. Well, I'm still working on that one. But if you take anything away with you today, graduates, let it be this: seek to learn. There's always something that you don't already know. Remember that your approach and your attitude can greatly influence the outcome of situations and decisions. Set high expectations for yourself, and you will reach them with determination. And most of all, be a person of integrity. There is no greater attribute. You're about to turn the page and begin the next chapter of your life. It is up to you to decide what it will say. You are the author. You write your story. What will your story say? I leave you with this poem, published anonymously, but maybe it was anonymous just so we could imagine it's a letter to ourselves. It's entitled, "It's Up to You." If you think you're a winner, you will win. If you dare to step out, you'll succeed. Believe in your heart. Have purpose to start. Aim to help your fellow man in his need. Thoughts of faith must replace every doubt. Words of courage, and you cannot fail. If you stumble and fall, rise and stand 10 feet tall. You determine the course that you sail. Congratulations, Glenville State College class of 2021. You did it.
Thank you, Dr. Butler. One of our many traditions is to recognize outstanding individuals whose dedication and contributions have improved our college and our community. The Presidential Citation is the highest award we present and is only bestowed upon exceptional individuals worthy of this honor. The citation's recipient's name is added to a permanent plaque, which is hung in the Heflin Administration Building, and their name is listed in our catalog. This award is about setting an example. Albert Schweitzer said it best: example is not the main thing in life, it's the only thing. You serve as an example to our graduates, faculty, staff, students in our community. In recognition of your service and dedication to our college and our community, it is my honor to present you with the Presidential Citation. Dr. Butler, if you'll stand and be recognized. As part, Kathy, as part of our tradition, we present the Faculty Award of Excellence at Commencement. So what I am honored to present this plaque on behalf of a very appreciative graduates, community, and all those assembled here today. Congratulations. As part of our tradition, we present the Faculty Award of Excellence at Commencement. This annual award recognizes a faculty member who has demonstrated a deep commitment to student learning. This year's recipient has been selected on testimonies of students and colleagues who benefit from the recipient's dedication to the discipline and to student success. One student writes, "He was always eager to lend a helping hand, to provide a listening ear." Another student says, "His guidance, his mentorship, and his friendship are all reasons that I would choose Glenville State College all over again." A colleague reports, "He is a great colleague and mentor to new faculty members and is enthusiastic in teaching and engaging his students at a high academic standard." So, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to recognize and announce that Dr. David Odell as the recipient of this year's Faculty Excellence Award. Professor Odell, will you please join me to receive this award? Congratulations, Dr. Odell. Glenville State students connect with college upon enrollment. The connection is strengthened as they move through the curriculum and secured upon graduation. Our graduates will always be connected to Glenville State College. To recognize a lifelong relationship and to celebrate our alumni's achievements, the classes of 1970 and 1971 join us today. Last night I had the opportunity to visit with every one of you. I'm of this generation. And for a few shining moments, we were young again. We were running around campus. And as we were talking last night, many of us met our spouses there. And then reality set in as we woke up this morning and realized it was just a dream as we tried to get out of bed. But Glenville State and the world were a little different. 50 years ago when they received their degrees. Class of 1970 and class of 71. Perhaps some of you will remember how much gas costs. And for some of you young ones, this is going to sound foreign to you, but for all of us who have lived a few years, it sounds very familiar. A gallon of gas costs 40 cents. National Public Radio broadcasted for the first time. Popular films were The French Connection and Dirty Harry, which was my favorite movie. For those who may be aware of Clint Eastwood, have you ever heard the line, "Well, do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?" That came out of Dirty Harry. Alice Cooper with the song "I'm 18." And by the way, in 1970, I was 18 years old, and I remember that song. And Dr. Butler, you said about singing? I'm 18, and I don't know what I want. I'm a boy and I'm a man. I'm 18 and I like it. I can vaguely remember 18, as perhaps you can. Janis Joplin's Bobby McGee, me and Bobby McGee. Antonio Orlando and Don Knock 3 times were popular tunes on the radio. That's that little thing in your car. Sometimes you have it in your house. That's all we listened to. And many times it was AM. The voting age in the U.S. was lowered to 18 years when the 26th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified. The people we honor today have remained loyal to this college. They support us with their gifts and services. Today, I am so honored to present each of them a medallion signifying their fidelity to Glenville State then, now, and in the future. It's with a great deal of pleasure that I invite every one of you up here today as members of the classes of 1970 and of 1971 to come forward to receive your medallions.
Marilyn, Marty, Nichols, Lynn, class of 1971. Belden, Benny, Lynn II, class of 1971. Michael Wenzel, class of 1971. Carolyn Rassel Bass, class of 1970. Joan Hartley Murphy, class of 1970. Karen Brown, class of 1971. Lois Gill Robinson Kincaid, class of 1971. Robert Bourne, class of 1971. Linda Felton Roscoe, class of 1971. Stuart Michael Roscoe, class of 1971. Julia Murin Lee, class of 1971. Lloyd Wells, class of 1971. Gary Ray, class of 1971. Ron Duncan, class of 1971. Dr. Jack Albert Jr., class of 1970. Sue Fulmer Wagner, class of 1971. Gail Jackson Fitzgerald, class of 1971. Lois Hathaway Marks Stewart, class of 1971. Karen Fennel Pickens, class of 1970. Thomas Pickens, class of 1971. Donald Sheets, class of 1971. Sharon Dobbins Ferris, class of 1970. Mary Bland Whiting Strickland, class of 1970. Skip Hackworth, class of 1970.
The Student Pioneer of the Year Award is presented to a student who, by virtue of personal determination, creative thinking, and intellectual rigor, is distinguished among peers, and who has set a high standard of achievement for the entire college community. This year, we had several excellent candidates, and 2 were selected. The first student is Mr. Tyler Moore. A Gilmer County native who is graduating with a major in biology and a minor in chemistry, which he completed in 3.5 years with honors, while also overcoming serious challenges to his health. In his time at Glenville State College, he has served as president of the Glenville State College chapter of Chi Beta Phi, the National Science Honorary Scientific Society for undergraduates. His leadership has contributed to the chapter being recognized as the 2019 National Outstanding Chapter of the Year. Not only has he worked hard towards his degree, he finds time to play bluegrass music at the Pioneer stage and has his own bluegrass band. His faculty has noted his hard work and commitment. As one faculty member says, as a student in my course, Tyler Moore indeed represents the student who goes beyond the requirements for the class. He is valued by his classmates, professors, and administration here at Glenville State College. Another noted, Tyler embodies all that we would ask of any GSC student. Tyler has been admitted and will be attending the West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine this fall. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present the 2021 Student Pioneer Year Award to Tyler Moore. Mr. Moore, will you please come forward?
Good morning, everyone. I'd just like to start by saying I'm so honored and humbled And I was slightly scared when Dr. Morris called me into his office to let me know I'd be receiving this award, and I was just so shocked. But because I look out among the other graduates and I see so many other deserving students, and really in response to that, I only know to say one thing, and that's thank you. Thank you to my professors for your dedication and your shared knowledge. Thank you to the staff, the administrators, the Board of Governors, and the students for creating and maintaining the welcoming campus community here at Glenville State. And thank you to my mom and dad for their constant encouragement and support. Thank you to my church family and the town of Glenville, my hometown, for helping me grow as a person and realize just what it means to be part of my community. For those who know me well, know that my life motto is one of perseverance. April 13th of this year made me a 12-year cancer survivor. So my ongoing struggles with my health have given me what I would consider a unique outlook on life. I have learned that you cannot use the adversity you face in life in any form, in your health and academics and your personal life. You can't use it as an excuse. And then you can't let the fear of the future paralyze you and prevent you from following your passions. When I started at Glenville State 4 years ago, I came following a dream to be a physician, and I knew that journey was going to be very, very challenging and difficult, but I wasn't prepared for just how much of a challenge it would be. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I even withdrew from my classes the first semester. And there have been many other times that I've contemplated pursuing something easier, just settling for something else. But I came back, and I came back with a mindset focused on hard work, grit, determination, and most importantly, willing to persevere through any obstacle that might come my way. And I forced myself to go out of my comfort zone, take on leadership roles, conduct research, and I'm thankful I did because I'm seeing my dreams and my passions come to fruition. Travis Bradbury once said, "Grit is that extra something that separates the most successful people from the rest. It's the passion, perseverance, and stamina that we must channel in order to stick with our dreams until they become a reality." And I'll leave you with another quote here. Anything in life worth having is worth working for. If you approach all aspects of your life with this attitude, ready to put in the work and persevere through obstacles that may arise as we go out among our lives, I have great faith that each one of you can achieve great personal success. Congratulations to the class of 2021. God bless you on your future endeavors, and thank you.
How incredibly inspirational that is, Tyler. And thank you. The second student award recipient is Miss Jasmine Tarman. She is a Jefferson County native who is completing a major in criminal justice and a major in accounting, graduating summa cum laude. Her list of accomplishments are long. In her time at Glenville State College, she has been a member of at least 10 different student organizations, including serving as officer of the Student Government Association, including as president, the Pioneer Shooting Club president, and president of the Gamma Sigma chapter of Alpha Phi Sigma, a national honorary society for criminal justice. She has done all of this while creating her own business. She has also been involved in supporting plays at Glenville State College, serving as student marshal and a GSC 100 mentor. One of her faculty have noted that she is the most extraordinary student I have had the honor of working with in my 13 years. Another faculty member commented, "She approaches all she does with excellent poise, dedication, professionalism, and extraordinary work ethics. She has applied and had been admitted to graduate school for forensic accounting, blending her expertise from the two majors she is completing. I am proud to present the 21 Student Pioneer of the Year Award to Miss Jasmine Tarman.
Good morning, Pioneers, and welcome to all of our family and friends. I cannot express how excited I am to finally see all of us here and to be receiving this award. Over the last year and a half, we have all been faced with a multitude of challenges and struggles. The class of 2020, 2021, and 2020 college's experience was abruptly interrupted, and we were thrown into a virtual world. While I'm excited to see that we are slowly returning to normalcy, I want to applaud each and every one of us. We were resilient, we were flexible, we worked hard, we faced each challenge and hurdle that we were given head on. We survived and became stronger, and we made it here today to be able to sit with our fellow classmates, friends, family, faculty, and staff to celebrate this major accomplishment. Now is not only time to look to the future, but it's time to look back at our time here at Glenville. It is time to remember all of the good times and to remember all of the people that Glenville put into our lives. It's time to reflect on what we have learned while we were here. We learned to live on our own. We learned what it was like to live through a global pandemic. We learned a little bit more about adulting and what the world expects of us. And we learned a quality education that can take us anywhere in the world. While some of us may have never thought that this time would come, it has finally arrived. Once we walk across this stage today, we will be Glenville State College alumni. Glenville will always be our home. Never forget the experiences you had, whether they were good or bad. They made you the pioneer that you are today. I encourage each of you to stay involved with everything that goes on in Glenville and all future events, no matter what they are. And 50 years from today, we will be sitting in these seats, re-celebrating our achievements and all the hard work and dedication we put into receiving our degree. I wish each and every one of you the best of luck on every endeavor you endure. Whether you're continuing your education or jumping into a new career, you are a pioneer. You can do absolutely anything you put your mind to. And never forget, once you're a pioneer, you're always a pioneer. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Jasmine. Now we arrive at the highlight and the reason for this ceremony. My office is responsible for the academic quality of the programs and courses at Glenville State College. I invite the degree candidates to stand. That's you. Members of the Board of Governors, President Manchin, faculty and guests, I'm privileged to present to you the Glenville State College graduates of spring 2021 and certify that they have completed all requirements for their respective degrees listed in the program. In addition, some of the graduates will have achieved their degree with honors, the highest academic recognition awarded by the college. Honor awards come in 3 categories: summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. The criteria for these honors are listed in your programs and today's graduates are wearing gold honor stoles to signify the distinct academic achievement. Stay standing.
With the recommendation of the faculty and the provost, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and the state of West Virginia, Glenville State College confers upon you the degree for which you have been recommended, which entitles you all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. You now may be seated.
Student marshals, I ask you to bring the graduates to the platform to receive their diplomas.
Brian N. Cheney, cum laude. Chen Jia Chen. Leslie Renee Kaufman, summa cum laude. Colby Grant Cunningham. Dakota Reese Dotson. Justin Lee Emerson. Dwayne Edward England. Alicia Marie Fawkes. Madison Alexandra Furr. Jose Lorenzo Gutierrez Diaz. Nicole Teresa Hansen, magna cum laude. Jacob Reed Harmon. Isaac Hess. Dalton Andrew Law, summa cum laude. Sheldon Mullins. John Peloro. Mackenzie Lynn Petrie. Samuel Richard Pollard. Joseph H. Rubalcaba. Roman Debonair Shell. Carter Lane Springer. Jacob Andrew Stout, summa cum laude. Seth Monroe Stover, summa cum laude. Jasmine Nicole Tarma, summa cum laude. Ryan Patrick Belmont. Victoria Brown. Taylor L. Corey. magna cum laude.
You all can come on this side too.
Benjamin Daniel Rock. Shane James Televicchio. Jessica Aaliyah Williams, cum laude. Haley Kathleen Cottrell, magna cum laude.
Somebody help me.
Faith Nicole Norris. Claire Louise Amos. Mitchell Damian Blackburn. Joshua Lee Brennan, summa cum laude. Brianna Nicole Deal, magna cum laude. Christina Logan Lowe, cum laude. Department of Health and Physical Education. Carrie Grace Arbuckle. Hagel M. Augustin. Hunter M. Brown. Jordan Spencer Hartman. Nicholas K. Matarazzo. Angelo R. Pacheco. Catherine Lee Pelfrey, cum laude. Kyle Anthony Stutler. Michael Jesse Weathers. Damian Hunter White. Department of Land Resources. Christopher Bradley Anglin. Ethan Christopher Carr, cum laude. James Brian Carson. Chandler Brant Ferguson, summa cum laude. Daniel Pierce Hedges. Eli James Henthorn, cum laude. Logan Todd Hassefluke. Jonathan Miles Egan Hutton, magna cum laude. Tessa Ann Jordan. Alec Scott Carlin. Emily Patience Eve Landis, cum laude. Jordan Andrew Oney. Cole Parsons. Jack Liam Rates. And Adam Foster Riggleman. Jessica M. Smith. Department of Language and Literature. Anderson Lake, Max Anderson Lake. Department of Science and Mathematics. Preston McLean Allison, summa cum laude. Gotcha. Adam Cutlip. Logan Scott Hayes. Brittany Desiree Lauk, cum laude. Bryce Morgan McCourt, summa cum laude. Brian Tyler Moore, summa cum laude. Erica Madison Smith. Department of Social Science. Caitlin Olita Coleman, cum laude.
Come down here and party with you guys.
Samantha Ann Conrad. Farron Rebecca Gill. Selena B. Maberto. Gotcha. Mackenzie Christine Martinelli. James T. Phillips. Allison Martina McKay Yoho. Regents Bachelor of Arts. Chelsea Rose Midkiff. Cheyenne N. Smith.
Will the graduates please stand? Having received your diplomas, please remove your tassels from right to left. And by the power invested in me by the Glenville State College Board of Governors, I now pronounce you graduates of Glenville State College. All right, everybody sit down for a minute. Sit down. Kevin.
I ask that you stand as Glenville State College Concert Choir, under the direction of Sarah Nell, leads us in the singing of the Alma Mater. You may be seated. Guests are asked to remain seated through the recessional before joining their graduates outside after the ceremony. Following the recessional, we ask that graduates and guests not congregate inside the Waco Center. I now declare the Spring 2021 commencement closed.
Let's sing it.